Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ogbanje Joseph. Please subscribe to this channel, share, like, as well as drop a comment on the comment section. So today we are going to be talking about an integration theory called functionalism. Functionalism as an integration theory. Now, functionalism as an integration theory was propounded by David Mitrani and John Monnet. The theory arose during the interwar period, to principally from the strong concern that the state is a form of social organization. Its main background was the experiences from the Great Depression of 1930s and of course the World Wars. Fundamentally, the goal of functionalism was to establish a way of organizing the international system which could lead to peace and welfare in a period of dynamic change. The main idea is that conflict can be overcome by organizing and placing authority according to functions. The result is multitude of international organizations functioning in specific areas. The specialized agencies of the United Nations can serve as examples of this. So the world will only know peace if there are specialized areas of international organizations functioning effectively. Okay, once those international organizations, those specialized areas begin to function, effectively, now it will lead to the smooth running of the entire organization, and of course there will be peace in the world. The idea is that all aspects of the society serve a purpose and that all are indispensable for the long-term survival of the society. As such, nation states in isolation cannot respond adequately to technical, economic, and social challenges of the modern society. But when it belongs to an international organization, it becomes easier to deal with those challenges. Okay, now we are going to be looking at the major assumptions of the functionalist theory or functionalism theory. What are the major assumptions of functionalism theory? Number one assumption is that it situates national exclusivism and arbitrary fragmentation of the world at the heart of international conflict. Okay, now let us give this example that before 1975 there were very challenging issues in West Africa. Okay, but with the establishment of ECOWAS, okay, in 1975, some of these challenges have been, have been managed to an extent. Okay, so that is number one. Number two is that it advocates the need for regional cooperation and integration of states that would naturally lead to the emergence of a new and war-free world. Okay, a very good example is the EU that has stopped the bitter rivalry that actually characterized the entire continent of Europe before the Westphalia Peace Treaty of 1648. Okay, number three assumption is that it advocates for gradualist approach to the development, of piecemeal non-political cooperative organizations, which will ultimately lead to the unification of the world. Of course, if there is a piecemeal non-political cooperation organizations, it will now ultimately lead to the unification of the world. So okay, so that is number three. Number four, it advocates for the intensification. Of course, don't forget that number four is saying the intensification of political rivalry between states and firm enthronement of sovereignty will not avail states to maximize the benefits of cooperation. Now, if states continue to hold very firmly to its to their sovereignty, if they continue to hold firmly to their non-interference, principle, if they continue to hold firmly, to the, to the perception that, sovereignty and national interest is actually the main thing that states must continue to hold on to, then it will actually not avail them, to maximize the benefits of cooperation. Because whether you like it or not, cooperation, international cooperation, regional cooperation and integration actually has a lot of benefits and advantages that states can actually tap into. Then number 5 assumption is that it emphasizes cooperation in all aspects of international behavior and opposes conflictual behavior. Then number 6, it states that if states cooperate in economic terms, over time it will graduate to political aspects. Now, what is the application of this theory? What is the application of this theory? Now, the emergence of international organizations, as well as the functioning of the organs of these international organizations, have actually led to peace and tranquility in the world. Now, countries are better, are better off when they are in cooperation with other countries than when they are alone. Of course, when nations actually have problems, okay, when they have challenges facing them, it is better to actually tackle those challenges, facing them, in a joint form. For example, we have Boko Haram terrorism facing Nigeria, or that Nigeria is faced with. Now, the emergence of multinational joint force, okay, has actually helped, in warding off the activities of Boko Haram, okay, from particularly Nigeria and some other West African, countries. What is important is that there are certain social problems, talking about unemployment, poverty, okay, illiteracy, and all of that. Even desertification. All of these are better handled and better taken care of when countries are united in cooperation, and when those cooperative outfits or regional cooperation, regional outfit like that actually, tackle those problems. It is better. It is actually, it will be more beneficial to states, for states to actually be, tackle challenges, in a cooperative outfit like that, than states actually, tackling the crisis on its own or on their own. Okay, so states are better off when they are in collective unity with other states in international or regional or organizational outfit than being on their own. Now, problems are better solved when it is actually handled collectively. When problems are handled or challenges are handled collectively, it is easier to resolve. It is easier to actually solve or resolve such kind of problems than, for a nation to actually handle that problem alone. I've given example of Boko Haram crisis in Nigeria, that it will be easier for Nigeria to actually bring the ECOWAS on board, for Nigeria to continue to wake up or to continue to sustain the multinational joint task or joint force that was actually formed, to tackle the issue of Boko Haram. It will be better for Nigeria to handle the issue of Boko Haram from that front than Nigeria actually handling Boko Haram all alone. So functionalism is actually talking about, countries belonging to regional organizations, and such countries that each country should function effectively. Now, even when the regional organization is formed, all organs, all aspects all organs of the international integrative outfit must function effectively for the smooth running of the organization itself. Thank you very much.